So this week we are excited to be exploring Dublin and we're planning to spend an entire week here. This video is going to highlight 25 things to do around the city.
Dublin is where most trips in Ireland begin, so before seeing the rest of the country, Audrey and I spent a whole week getting to know the capital. When the weather cooperated, we walked around the city, toured Trinity College, and visited the Botanical Gardens. And when it poured rain, as it often does in this part of the world, we just popped into a pub for some Irish stew and a pint of Guinness. The following video will show you a few of the different things to do in Dublin, Ireland. Enjoy!
So today we are back on university grounds, thankfully not as students. We are just visiting Trinity College, Dublin, but the real name of it, listen to this, it's College of the Holy and Undivided Trinity of Queen Elizabeth near Dublin. Quite the mouthful, right? So we've signed up to take a tour. We're going to be visiting the grounds, the library, and also setting eyes on the Book of Kells. Trinity College was founded in 1592 and it is the oldest university in Ireland. The campus is open to visitors interested in touring the grounds, and you'll also get to hear some fascinating stories of famous students, including the likes of Oscar Wilde, Jonathan Swift, and Bram Stoker. So we came all the way out to Phoenix Park on the west end of Dublin because we were told that you can see wild deer here, and we were lucky enough to spot one. So we're like quietly tiptoeing towards it and we were able to see it, and it was so cool.
Been really enjoying this park. It's a great place to get outside the city centre and it is massive. We've only explored a mere fraction of it. Easily one of the most popular attractions here in Dublin is the Guinness Storehouse, and I've had a friend who's visited here and told me about the experience, and it really is basically just like an experience. You go in and it's almost like a museum. You have all these different interactive rooms, there's interactive multimedia, and at the very top there's a bar where you get a complimentary pint and you have really good panoramic views of the city. The Guinness Storehouse is Dublin's most popular attraction and it's a must visit for beer lovers. The storehouse covers 7 floors surrounding a glass atrium shaped like a pint of Guinness. Inside you'll find a copy of the 9,000-year lease signed by Arthur Guinness on the brewery site. They won't be going anywhere for a while.
Grafton Street is one of the main shopping areas in Dublin. You're likely to find lots of musicians, buskers, and performers along here, plus you get a good vantage point of the spire. This afternoon we are doing a battle of the drinks. We are ordering 2 different spiked coffees. Sam is getting the Irish coffee and I'm getting the Bailey's coffee, and we're going to see which one's the tastiest. Okay, so what's in your Irish whiskey? Tell us.
Alright, so if you take a look over here, you'll notice that there's cream on the top, and then this is normal coffee, which has been enhanced with sugar, and the secret ingredient here is Jameson whiskey.
Oh yeah! That must be good because you're chugging it.
So good. I mean, I got a big gulp of cream because it is the first sip, but I also really taste a lot of the whiskey, and of course there's a really strong coffee flavor, and the sugar, it's just, it's basically like having a dessert.
So I got a bit of a more feminine drink instead of whiskey. This one has Bailey's cream liqueur, so let's try it. Ooh, you can definitely still taste the alcohol in that. Yeah, this is nice. It's really sweet. Like Sam said about his, it's almost like a dessert in a cup. It's really nice on a cold day. So I'm just gonna keep sipping. So I guess it's time for me to try yours. I have a feeling I'm not going to like it as much because I'm not a huge whiskey fan. But here we go.
You have cream on your lips.
I like mine better for sure. Mine is sweeter. This one is a lot stronger. It's got a kick to it. And I feel like if I drank this whole thing, I would be tumbling by the time I walked out.
So Bailey's for the win?
Bailey's for the win.
So we're here visiting the Botanical Gardens, which is a great green escape. And what we're really loving about it is because it's slightly outside of the city center, there's hardly anyone, and it's also a free attraction.
The National Botanic Gardens are located a few kilometers north of the city center, and you'll find it's a very tranquil place. The gardens were founded in 1795, and today they hold over 20,000 living plants. Prior to the establishment of the Glasnevin Cemetery, Irish Catholics had no place of their own to bury their dead. This burial ground gave both Irish Catholics and Protestants a place where they could give their dead dignified burial, and it has since become the resting place for people of all religions and non-religions.
Experience Gaelic Games is a place where you can come and try traditional Irish sports like hurling and Gaelic football. It's a fun and unique way to take part in an integral part of Irish culture, and they have programs that cater to groups or independent travelers looking to join a team for the day.
You can't visit Oscar Wilde's former home because it's being used by the American College, Dublin, but you can come to the park right across the street and see him here for yourself. Number 1 Marion Square is the former home of Oscar Wilde, and if you walk over to the park right across the street, you'll be able to see a statue of Wilde himself.
I'm visiting Jameson Distillery, and what's cool about this place is that you can go inside and there's tours of the distillery. There's also a really cool gift shop, there's a bar, there's a restaurant, so there's a lot to do for just about anyone who's interested in learning about whiskey. Old Jameson Distillery is the original site where Jameson Irish Whiskey was distilled until 1971. It is now a visitor center that offers both guided tours and whiskey tastings.
Here in Dublin, and it is lunchtime, so we've tracked down the oldest pub in the whole country. We are here at the Brazen Head, which apparently dates back to 1198. That's like, what, 900 years or so that this place has been around? But I mean, obviously not the whole structure is authentic. It's probably just a few bricks and stones. But anyways, it is the oldest in the country, and we're here for lunch.
So you've gone for something a little bit more hearty.
Yeah, like this burger is enormous.
Check it out.
It's one of the biggest looking burgers I've had in a while.
Ooh la la.
And these fries, like these are the thickest cut fries. Like look, they're actually thicker than my fingers.
I hope you're planning to share.
I don't know about that. Bar. What kind of makes it unique, aside from it being the oldest pub in all of Ireland, of course, is that there's all these different kinds of rooms. You can eat outside, you can eat inside of the bar, there's a second level up top, and so we checked out most of it.
Sam is exploring his Viking roots.
Well, my roots, I am a Viking.
Nice outfit.
Writing my name in a foreign alphabet. So that's A
Viking toilet and someone's gassy.
So we are now inside a Viking home, and this is how people would have lived and stayed warm. Got a little kitchen / stove happening here.
Instead, the smoke went out.
St. Patrick's was founded in 1191, and it was built in honor of Ireland's patron saint. The cathedral is open to visitors for a small fee. So it's museum time, my favorite time, and Sam is tagging along. So this is the National Museum of Ireland, and we're gonna go in and check it out.
Temple Bar is an area known for its lively nightlife. Located on the south bank of the River Liffey, you'll find all sorts of pubs playing live music once the sun goes down. There's also one pub in Temple Bar called the Temple Bar, but don't let that confuse you.
So what are we up to tonight?
Out for some beer!
We're going for some beer, we're going for a pint, and this is Audrey's sister Ashley and friend Raquel. We're gonna go out for a pint. Let's see what the nightlife is like in Dublin. Here's to friends and family in Dublin. Cheers! I'm really excited about lunch today. I'm trying something for the first time called Irish stew, and that consists of mutton, potatoes, and onions, and it's considered to be sort of a peasant type of meal, but considering how cold it is outside, it's been like hovering around the 15-degree mark, and it's been raining a lot. This is the perfect kind of food to help warm us up.
So like Sam was saying, the main ingredients in an Irish stew are usually mutton, potatoes, and onions, but you can get a little bit fancy with the recipe and start adding different vegetables. So what I have here actually has carrots, celery, and a few different herbs and spices. So I can't wait to try that. I'm really hungry. Oh my gosh, that's really nice. Like, it's actually really cold outside. It's been raining all day, so it's really nice to be inside, sitting in a pub, enjoying my stew.
Irish Whiskey Museum covers the story of Irish whiskey through the ages. You can take a guided tour or go straight to their bar for a little whiskey sampling like we did. Here's the part I've been waiting for, time to try my Irish whiskey. That's nice.
Does it burn on the way down?
I better believe it does.
Does it warm you up?
Yes.
Ooh.
St. Stephen's Green is a large park located in Dublin city centre. If the weather cooperates, it's a nice place for a picnic.
St. Alden's Gate is a 13th century gate that sits on one of the remaining stretches of the city wall. This would have been once the entrance into the medieval city, and we ended up befriending a puppy!
Dublin Castle has played many roles over its history, ranging from a defensive fortification for the Norman city of Dublin to the setting of presidential inaugurations in modern-day Dublin. It is also open for tours to visitors. The Irish Museum of Modern Art is housed in the Royal Hospital Kilmainham, which dates back to the 17th century. Its collection focuses on modern and contemporary art.
Kilmainham Jail is a former prison where many figures involved in the struggle for Irish independence were held.
If you're in the mood for a scenic walk, we recommend walking along the length of the River Liffey until you reach the Grand Canal. We're currently visiting the St. Michael's Tower. There would have been a huge bell all the way up there, and it would have tolled to announce mass, funerals, special events, but also if there was a really bad storm and people needed to start praying for their neighbors and anyone who was out at sea. So we have come to the end of our time in Dublin. Tell us, what did you think of the city?
I actually loved it here. I'm really glad that we gave ourselves 8 days to properly explore the city. It allowed us to travel around nice and slow and to delve deep. What I really loved about Dublin is that it's one of the most walkable cities I've ever visited in Europe. We almost did all of our sightseeing on foot, and that's just fantastic. I really enjoyed the pub culture here, drinking Guinness. The people were really friendly, especially at our local pub in Glasnevin. So my one tip for saving money in Dublin is to get a Leap card. It'll help you save money on the bus compared to if you're buying individual fares with cash. So what did you think of Dublin?
Well, I have to be honest, I didn't fall in love with the city right away, but it's definitely the kind of place that grows on you over time. And getting to spend 8 days here, we really got to experience a bit more of the culture and enjoy the pubs and just visit museums and get to know the city a little bit deeper than just what you see on the surface. So we actually had a really great time here and would highly recommend it. And that's a wrap for our time in Dublin. We hope you enjoyed this video and that it gave you a few ideas of what the city has to offer. As always, if you have any other suggestions of fun things to do in Dublin as a visitor, feel free to share them in the comments below. Wishing you happy travels!
Welcome to the extended portion of this travel video, where we feature a series of travel vlogs including Experience Gaelic Games and the All-Ireland Senior Gaelic Football Championship, along with food videos such as trying Irish coffee, Irish stew, and having lunch at the oldest pub in Ireland. Here in Dublin, Ireland to check out Gaelic Games. I know very little about them, so this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to learn a lot. I absolutely know it. Hurling reminded me of lacrosse, except it's even faster. My hockey and baseball skills came in handy when it was time for me to give it a go.
To be a good goalkeeper, say, if I told anyone younger, it takes a lot of confidence, and like, it's one of these things, if something goes wrong, you forget about it. If you let a bad goal in, you forget about it. And you have to be very verbal to the lads, like say, someone mark him, someone go over here, someone take that shot. And the last thing I'd say is pretty much just practice. Practice, like I nearly come down here every day, just even touching your hurl and your ball, just getting used to it, and then like your reactions comes into play. Like as I'm getting older, I'm finding that my reactions and reading the ball is getting a lot better. So that's pretty much the main points I'd say to anyone.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, it's time to learn some Gaelic football. I was especially keen on learning as much as I possibly could about Gaelic football, considering I had a big match to attend the following day.
AJ Murphy, and I play for Nafina GAA. My main sport is hurling, and I used to play a bit of Gaelic football too. The great thing about football is it's a mix of all sorts of sports: rugby, soccer, basketball, all mixed into one.
So it's like high scoring and...
Oh, definitely. Like you could have maybe 3, 4, 5 goals a game, and then you might have 30, 40 points. So it's a high scoring game. Wow. You're always on your toes.
That's awesome, and it's a contact sport as well.
Oh yeah, that's a great thing. Like, so you have to be bulky, always in the gym, lifting weights, whatever. So as well as playing, you look good as well. So it's good.
Alright, that training session was awesome. I'm a bit sweaty. Time to go back for a shower and get ready for the big game tomorrow. The big day has arrived. It's Kerry versus Dublin. I've got my ticket. Now it's time to check out the game.
Viva Mexico, thanks very much.
For the longest time, I've been very indecisive as towards who to cheer for, but I finally made a decision. I'm going for the underdog Kerry. Let's do it. First up was the minor championship. Guess what? Kerry won.
Ladies and gentlemen, 25 years.
It was now time for the main event, Kerry versus Dublin. The final itself was incredible. The rapid action and skill of the players was evident. It's easy to see why Gaelic football is the most popular sport in Ireland. I only wish the weather cooperated as it was raining for most of the game. Both teams put in a solid effort, but in the end, it was Dublin who won the championship. I finally found a quiet spot here on the train bound for Belfast, and I still can't believe what I experienced at that stadium. 82,000 plus crazy fans all going nuts over a game, and I have to admit, I still don't know a lot about Gaelic football, but it's something that's definitely piqued my interest, and I hope I have an opportunity to experience another game in the future.
So this afternoon we are doing a battle of the drinks. We are ordering 2 different spiked coffees. Sam is getting the Irish coffee and I'm getting the Bailey's coffee, and we're going to see which one's the tastiest.
I've known for a while I've wanted to do an Irish coffee taste test video, but of course didn't know where to go. While walking around the streets of Dublin, we found a place that said, "This has got the best Irish coffee in the city," so we're looking forward to trying it and seeing if it is the best.
What's in your Irish whiskey? Tell us.
Alright, so if you take a look over here, you'll notice that there's cream on the top, and then this is normal coffee, which has been enhanced with sugar, and the secret ingredient here is Jameson whiskey.
Oh yeah.
Time to take a sip.
That must be good because you're chugging it.
So good. I mean, I got a big gulp of cream because it is the first sip, but I also really taste a lot of the whiskey, and of course there's a really strong coffee flavor, and the sugar, it's just, it's basically like having a dessert.
So I got a bit of a more feminine drink instead of whiskey. This one has Bailey's cream liqueur. So let's try it. Ooh. You can definitely still taste the alcohol in that. Yeah, this is nice. It's really sweet. Like Sam said about his, it's almost like a dessert in a cup. It's really nice on a cold day. So I'm just gonna keep sipping.
So basically it's the same as an Irish coffee, the only difference being that there's Bailey's instead of the Jameson whiskey.
Yeah.
Switching drinks here for a second.
The girly drink, the Bailey's.
That's really good. I actually prefer Bailey's to whiskey, so I'm gonna say that the Bailey's wins out over the Irish coffee.
So I guess it's time for me to try yours. I have a feeling I'm not going to like it as much because I'm not a huge whiskey fan. But here we go.
You have cream on your lips.
I like mine better for sure. Mine is sweeter. This one is a lot stronger. It's got a kick to it. And I feel like if I drank this whole thing, I would be tumbling by the time I walked out.
So Bailey's for the win?
Bailey's for the win. So you enjoyed those?
Yeah, I think we're all done here. So in terms of price point, you're looking at about €4.95 per drink. That's how much we paid over here. And I think what really makes an Irish coffee taste good is there's 2 main components. The first is that they don't skimp out on the whiskey or the Bailey's, that they put in, a generous amount of that. And the other thing has to do with the quality of the coffee. And both were excellent here, so I can give this place a really good score.
Hello from Ireland. We are here in Dublin and it is lunchtime, so we've tracked down the oldest pub in the whole country. We are here at the Brazen Head, which apparently dates back to 1198. That's like, what, 900 years or so that this place has been around? But I mean, obviously not the whole structure is authentic. It's probably just a few bricks and stones. But anyways, it is the oldest in the country and we're here for lunch. So Sam's having his Guinness and I'm going for a nice pot of tea. Gotta stay warm in the city.
Teetotaler.
Ow, that burns! Oh my gosh. Wow. That is
Careful
hot.
over there. Careful. I've seriously been waiting for this for a long time. Of course I've tried Guinness before, but this is my first pint of Guinness in Ireland, and I'm ecstatic because it's basically my favorite beer in the whole world.
Ooh. An extra special beer today.
Oh, so fresh, so tasty. You know what? I could drink this literally as a meal. It's that good.
So it's a cold day here in Dublin, so I've gone for a cream of vegetable, which isn't a very typical Irish dish, but I think it's going to keep me warm.
Tasty.
Very.
So you've gone for something a little bit more hearty.
Yeah, like this burger is enormous.
Check it out.
It's one of the biggest looking burgers I've had in a while.
Ooh la la.
And these fries, like these are the thickest cut fries. Like look, they're actually thicker than my fingers.
I hope you're planning to share.
I don't know about that. Time to try one of these bad boys. It's hot. Yeah, they're done really nicely, really crispy on the inside and mushy in the middle, like that.
Ready to devour that monster burger of yours.
All right, this thing is so massive, I'm barely able to hold it here. Wow.
Can you chew and describe it at the same time?
That was such a big bite. So I got a bit of everything in that bite. Bacon, the meat, the vegetables, the lettuce, patty. That's a really good burger. It's thick, the meat is juicy, and the cheese is fresh and delicious. Let's have a little bit of a travel update. What are we going to be doing over the next few weeks?
So, over the next 2 weeks, at first we're going to be spending 1 week in Dublin, just checking out the city, visiting some of the main attractions, eating lots of Irish food and seeing what that's all about. And then our second week in Ireland, we're actually parting ways. Sam and I will be doing our own thing. I'm doing a girls' road trip with my two sisters.
You sound really happy about that.
Yes. But yeah, I'm doing a girls' road trip for a whole week, and my sisters and two of my friends are flying over from Canada, so it's just going to be the 5 of us. That'll be lots of fun. No boys allowed. And I guess, Sam, you're going to be hanging out here watching football?
All by my lonesome, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's the plan.
So it's not all doom and gloom over here, even though I'm by myself. I'm planning a trip up to Kerry, and I'm going to come back to Dublin. I'm going to watch some Gaelic football. I don't know a lot about the sport, but they're having there's a huge event happening, and I want to take it in. Bar. What kind of makes it unique, aside from it being the oldest pub in all of Ireland, of course, is that there's all these different kinds of rooms. You can eat outside, you can eat inside of the bar, there's a second level up top, and so we checked out most of it. I'm really excited about lunch today. I'm trying something for the first time called Irish stew, and that consists of mutton, potatoes, and onions, and it's considered to be sort of a peasant type of meal, but considering how cold it is outside, it's been like hovering around the 15-degree mark, and it's been raining a lot. This is the perfect kind of food to help warm us up.
Sam was saying, the main ingredients in an Irish stew are usually mutton, potatoes, and onions, but you can get a little bit fancy with the recipe and start adding different vegetables. So what I have here actually has carrots, celery, and a few different herbs and spices. So I can't wait to try that. I'm really hungry. Oh my gosh, that's really nice. Like, it's actually really cold outside. It's been raining all day, so it's really nice to be inside, sitting in a pub, enjoying my stew.
Wearing your new sweater.
Grab some meat over there.
Yeah, it's just the kind of meal I'm craving on this type of day. So we've already talked a bit about the ingredients that you find in an Irish stew, and something that's really cool is that sometimes they add Guinness to it. So what else can you tell us about stew?
Well, I've actually almost finished my plate, so it is delicious. Also, the meat was very soft and tender, so I imagine it's been boiled and then simmered for a couple of hours. And yeah, it's just a really great dish. If you find yourself in Ireland, try it out. So give us a price point for Irish stew.
So at the place we're eating here, we picked it up for €9 at a lunch special. But keep in mind, this is the city centre of Dublin, and I'm guessing in the countryside it's considerably cheaper.